with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News NOWCAST.
Good morning on your Friday. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us here on Facebook Live as we get you a mid-morning check of Erie News Now. We begin with leaders of Erie's Catholic school system. They have just released their safety plans for the start of this new school year. Erie's Catholic school offices say they're going to be recommending but not mandating face masks for students in Erie's parochial schools. They'll do that for counties that are in what the CDC labels with substantial or high COVID transmission rates. The Erie Catholic Schools office also says their new guidelines were crafted working off the latest guidance from the CDC. So again, face masks recommended but not mandated for students in Erie's Catholic schools, at least for the start of this new school year. Meantime, while students and staff will still be dealing with some COVID-related restrictions, things likely to look a little bit better at least than last year. Our Molly Samora takes a closer look.
The main point of everything that we do is to keep them in person. Last year, we never went remote. We had in-person learning 5 days a week, and that is our goal again for this year.
For Our Lady of Peace School, they're preparing for their students to head back into the classroom on September 1st. And teachers like first grade teacher Pam Madara tell me they're excited.
To be more of a normal year this year, so that's fantastic. Less stress, less worry, more relaxed atmosphere. That's what I'm hoping for.
Some of those changes in the classroom, they inform me, are desks are now only 3 feet apart, no shields on them, and kids are moving to and from classrooms, helping students be more comfortable in school.
When they're relaxed, I think more learning will occur. They'll interact with each other, they'll be able to see each other, and it'll just be more fun.
And even though it's been a stressful school year and making changes to the way students have to learn, staff at Our Lady of Peace are just excited to see their students learning and having some fun.
Looking forward to them being in the classroom. We're looking forward to them learning. We're looking forward to them participating in their specials and just fulfilling our mission.
It was stressful but successful, and I'm expecting another successful year this year.
There's our Molly Samora reporting there. 3 more U.S. senators, they have tested positive for COVID-19 this morning. That's Angus King of Maine, Roger Wicker of Mississippi, along with John Hickenlooper, senator out of Colorado, all announcing those positive test results despite having been fully vaccinated. Federal health officials say they plan to distribute COVID booster shots. Meantime, that they say could start as early as next month. Meantime, more than 1 million vaccine doses were administered yesterday. Yeah, that hasn't happened since July. There is, though, some bad news on that vaccine fight front this morning. Hospitalization rates for people under the age of 50 actually setting new records. The biggest jump actually comes among the 30 to 39-year-old age group, as well as with kids under the age of 18. The CDC says they're up more than 30%, those hospitalization rates are, than they were at their previous peak back in January. And the surge in the number of new COVID cases across Pennsylvania is not slowing down. We're coming off the highest one-day total in more than 3 months. 3,400 plus new COVID infections on Thursday, and that's the biggest one-day number since all the way back in early May. It's also about a 30% one-day jump from Wednesday's new COVID infection numbers. It was 2,300 plus. Health officials say it all means the surge, the one that started around the 4th of July. That's just not slowing down. Earlier this week, Pennsylvania's 7-day average of new COVID cases was back up over 2,000 after bottoming out at 155 in early July. And another day of freshman students moving into local colleges. Those students dealing with new sets of COVID rules. And Erie News Now's Lena Jonathan has that story.
After a year consumed by online classes, for students moving into Gannon University, they're excited to finally be back in person.
I'm pretty nervous, but, it's like the good, butterflies,
Michael Lee is a freshman, and he's playing soccer at Gannon. He wanted a true college experience with all of the in-person events and those classes.
I wanted that in-person college experience and, being in a dorm room with a bunch of other guys in the same room.
Students at Gannon are required to wear masks while indoors. The university isn't requiring vaccinations, and for Lee, he's glad Gannon is giving students the opportunity to choose.
I like the idea how they're supportive about it, but they're not really pushing like any other agenda. It's basically just for well-being and if you choose to do it then.
That doesn't mean the opportunity to get vaccinated isn't there. Gannon University President Dr. Keith Taylor explains there will be vaccine clinics held on campus, as well as transportation to somewhere else that's offering the shot.
The opportunity to get the vaccines is there literally every day, any day, when they want them, and we're doing everything we can to not only promote them, but to facilitate it and get them there.
That was our Elena Jonathan reporting. 1 day to go till the Crawford County Fair makes its return for 2021. This year's edition not going to look like a normal fair, but we'll be busier perhaps than the 2020 edition because last year, due to COVID, they limited things to just basically the agricultural components of the fair. It's billed as the biggest agricultural fair in all of Pennsylvania, but no big crowds walking the fairgrounds on it last summer, but rewind prior to 2020. And hopefully this will be a little bit closer to how things shape up at the fairgrounds this year. The vendors are going to be back. They've got truck and tractor pulls set for tomorrow. The Fair Queen crowning, that will go down on Sunday. And while there aren't any big concerts planned for the Crawford County Fair grandstand, there are a couple of musical performances on the schedule. The fair kicks off tomorrow morning at 10. The Crawford County Fair runs through next Saturday, the 28th. So hopefully the weather's going to continue improving, I guess, as we get into day one tomorrow.
Yeah, really not looking too bad overall. Right now, we're actually going over to Warren County. We did have some fog this morning. We still have some clouds out there. We may have a little bit of that added stubborn cloud cover your way, even into the afternoon hours. You can see in terms of visibility right now, yeah, it is still a little low for places around Titusville into Oil City, but that will continue to improve visibility-wise. Temperatures right now are in the 60s and 70s, a little bit warmer towards the lakeshore. Of course, cloud cover will hold us down in some of those locations east of the lakeshore. Presque Isle, 74 degrees. Really looks to be a great beach day. Need the sunscreen. We'll certainly find some more of that sunshine as we continue on through the day. But as we look at a satellite, you will certainly notice that we are facing some of those areas of clouds out there. You can see the clouds. And again, this could be a little bit of that stubborn cloud cover that lingers through part of the morning. Once we get in the afternoon, we still got some of those areas of clouds out there as hinted by Futurecast. You'll notice some of those clouds towards Warren and McKean County, Forest County as well, also back into the southern tier of New York. But elsewhere, mainly sunny skies. We are heading towards the 6 o'clock hour. If you have any outdoor dining plans, it will be dry. It's going to be on the warm side. Humidity's up, but it's certainly manageable for today. And then we get into Saturday, expecting more in the way of that sunshine. But once we get into the afternoon, looks like we could see a few mountain scattered showers and even a couple of thunderstorms out there. And that's getting us later on in the afternoon with the heat of the day. Your zone outlook as we take it county by county. Temperatures will be working their way into the lower 80s. Good amount of sunshine across Erie and Crawford County, lower 80s into Meadville. But back into Warren County, we will have a little bit more cloud cover. I still think temperatures will be able to at least get to that 80-degree mark, except for that 78 over there in Scandia. We'll talk about the extent of the weekend and how hot things could be next week in just a moment.
All right, thank you, David. Don't own a boat yourself, but love being on a boat? Well, it seems we humans who fall into that category, we might want to take a cue from one very relaxed walrus all the way over in Ireland. You've got to take a look at this. This walrus, appropriately named Wally, has become quite the social media star. This walrus likes to kind of hitch rides on some of the boats in this Ireland harbor, and it seems people are loving these sorts of images of Wally just relaxing on board those boats that he jumps up on. Unfortunately, though, Wally's so big, he's actually swamped some of those boats, caused them to sink. So to try and stop that, Wally's now getting his very own what they're calling floating couch, basically a pontoon with 3 raised sides. That'll make it resemble a floating couch. And I think boat owners who don't want to see their boat sunk by Wally are probably glad to see that happen. Boat weather for sure. One chance to cool off on this hot Friday down on the water maybe, David.
Yeah,
without Wally though.
Yeah. Wally's not going to be hanging out with us. He's hanging out with some other folks and causing property damage. But you know, he's like, I reign over this water. I'll sit in anybody's boat that I want to. As we go into the weekend, we got temperatures into the middle 80s. Just a stray shower out there. I think we'll have a better chance for those inland locations towards the mountains Saturday, and then into Sunday afternoon, we'll keep an eye on a few of those isolated storms. And then next week, temperatures continue to work their way up a little bit more. Better chance for some of those additional scattered showers and storms Wednesday and Thursday. But hey, we may all be talking about the end of the summer season, but it's still summer, and you can certainly verify that in the 7-day
weather out there. All right, thanks for joining us here on the NOWCAST. A half hour's worth of news comes your way at noon on WSEE. I'm Mark Soliday. Have a great weekend.